Bang, bang. Welcome back, everybody. You got the DFS dads here with our stack plays of the week. Price and Dustin. Check us out at dfsdads.com, on Twitter and Facebook at the DFS Dads. And as always, hit that subscribe and like button. We give out a lot of free content, including stuff like the stacks of the week. And we have NBA coming up. So log on, check us out, join our Slack. A lot of fun. And the biggest thing, we want to make that money. You want to make that money. So come join us and have fun. All right, Price, I'm going to let you take it away with your preferred stack this week.
All right, so my favorite stack is going to be the Bucks. They're playing the Falcons. It's the third highest over-under, with it being 49.5. I love Tom Brady this week. I think there's a very good chance he's the highest scoring quarterback on the slate. The Atlanta defense is not very good. And with the running backs situation being a mess, I feel like that just further solidifies him as a great option to play this week. And you can actually pick any of the three receivers you like, because Godwin has an amazing matchup. Antonio Brown also has a top 5 matchup. And then Mike Evans has been a beast the last few weeks. So my preferred is to use Antonio and Mike Evans with him, and then run it back with Calvin Ridley. I know Ridley's going to face their best corner and get shadowed, but, I mean, the dude's just been a monster. He got healthy a couple weeks ago. He's put up 17, 19, and 29 fantasy points. Julio's looking like he might be out, and that just means all the targets go to Calvin Ridley. They don't really have any other threat. Gage is mediocre, makes a lot of drops. Hurst has not been very good. I just feel like this is a spot where we really take advantage of Tom Brady, who shouldn't be that high owned. Because if you go look at who's around him salary-wise, you're not going to pick him. You're automatically going to go to, Murray, a couple hundred more, or even Deshaun, who's only 200 more, or drop down to Taysom, who's 600 less. But that's going to be the game I really attack this week with those pieces. What about you?
So I'm looking at Chicago, Minnesota. They played week 10, didn't score a lot of points, 19-13. But I really feel like it's going to be a little different this time. You got Chicago, who's playing really well. Trubisky has looked, revitalized of late. He hasn't been making the terrible mistakes. He, threw for a ton of yards, hit Allen Robinson on a lot of pass plays last week, and their run game has been good too. So overall, I like where that team offense is at. And then you have Minnesota, who has a ton of weapons, right? They have Dalvin Cook, obviously, and then Jefferson and Thielen and Irv Smith's back. So for me, I like either side of the ball on that one. I tend to want to go with Mitch and Allen Robinson just because they're cheaper overall. Allen Robinson, second in the league in targets, and Mitch just playing really well. And he's pretty athletic, so he's always one that can scamper, get you 40 yards, and a possible rushing touchdown too. So, but I really think you can go either way with this. So you look back, Justin Jefferson is a guy you can run it back if you go the Mitch, Allen Robinson route. Run it back with Jefferson. He went for, let me look here. He had 10 targets, 8 catches for 135 yards against Chicago. So has a great matchup. Him and Thielen both have tremendous matchups according to PFF, both over 40% advantage. So you can almost do a double run back or go the Cousins, Thielen, Jefferson route, or obviously you can throw Cook in there too because the dude's just a volume monster. So a lot of different angles to attack this from. You're gonna have to figure out where you're gonna go on that route. You even have Montgomery, right, who we don't personally like. He's at 7,000 now, but has had a couple back-to-back big games. He's a volume guy too. Nobody's taking his carries or his targets in the backfield, so you have that going for him. So I really think this one's going to be, 28, 31, 35 type of game. And I really, really feel like they're going to put up some points. I like the receivers more than I do the running backs. And so, both Minnesota's bottom tier in pass yards allowed. They're both middle of the road in rushing yards. And then Chicago's middle of the road in passing yards. So I just feel like there's a lot of things coming together for this one to be more of a shootout than the first time around. I think that was kind of more of an anomaly. So really like the Chicago Minnesota game, and I really like attacking the receivers in that game too. So any other final thoughts on these stacks before we head out?
I think the Minnesota Chicago game is super fun because you can put so many pieces that you can create, decent lineups with. Especially Mitch is cheap, Komet's cheap, or Smith is cheap.
Yeah, I left off Komet and Irv Smith, who are both definitely viable options. They're soaking up all the targets at the tight end. It looks like Rudolph's going to be out again. So, yeah, like you said,
Cook's going to be low owned, I think.
Yeah, he probably will. And Chicago isn't great against the run. I mean, they're okay. Like I said, they're middle of the road. So
it's a fun game with a lot.
Yeah, finding the right pieces, I think, is going to be the hardest part of that game. But it's definitely one that can pay off for you. So
for sure.
All right, guys, check out our other content. Check us out on our website, dfsdads.com, and hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. All right, have a fun week and come make some money with DFS Dads.